Senior Minister Stephenson King, the Minister for Infrastructure, Ports and Transport, recently announced the appointment of the new St. Lucia Road Transport Board, tasking its members with critical responsibilities to improve the island's transportation sector. The board's composition draws from public, private and independent sectors, aiming for a comprehensive approach to traffic and public transport management. During the announcement, Minister King explains the board's significant role, which is rooted in the Road Traffic Act. King clarified that while the board is empowered to regulate and advise, the ultimate responsibility for legislative changes and traffic control rests with the minister. He urged the board to meticulously study the relevant legislation to fully understand their functions and duties.
Many times boards tend to believe that they are independent, yet they don't understand the responsibility lies with the minister at the end of the day. So even though there is a level of independence and you are to be consulted at given times, and you may be asked to undertake certain actions, but at the end of the day, the responsibility is always the minister, because the minister makes that determination with the support of cabinet, and that has to be understood in that in the administration of your functions, that you need to understand exactly where that lies.
The minister highlighted several pressing issues for the board to address. Among them are the efficient management of taxi and omnibus stands, aiming to resolve disputes and operational matters without ministerial intervention. A significant concern raised was the issue of underserved communities in public transportation, which impacts the movement of people and commerce. King also touched on the recent influx of vehicles at the port, which has strained facilities and underscored the need for more efficient public transport solutions, potentially including larger buses to reduce traffic volume.
There are a number of underserved communities that are affecting the movement of people through the country. And if people are not able to move effectively and efficiently, quickly, etc., then you can paralyze commerce, you can paralyze business. So what we need here is to understand that people need to move. Otherwise, then you'd have persons who cannot move easily wanting to have their own vehicles. And only this week, we had a situation at Slasper where 500 plus new and used vehicles were landed on our ports, paralyzing the operations of the port, and now more or less raising the awareness of the need to have a much bigger port facility. I mean, 10 acres of land of our port is insufficient for what's going on there. The increasing business in the country, the volume of containers that are coming in, yet the shipping companies cannot effectively remove those containers when they're empty. But back to the omnibuses, we need to look at the issue of underserved communities and what sort of mechanism that we can put in place to deal with this. There are suggestions, at least from one association, on the need, and we have been talking about it for some time, the need to look at bigger buses as to be moving more people at any given time and to reduce the numbers on the road.
The minister also called for a resolution to the challenges surrounding tourism taxi permits to foster a confident and thriving free market economy. Minister King expressed strong confidence in the newly appointed members.
I am very confident by the composition of the board that you are competent enough to undertake your responsibility. I'm confident by your commitment. I'm confident by your interest in what you're called upon to do. And I believe for the term that you're being appointed for 2 years, 3 years, sorry, the 3-year term, that you will be able to fulfill your responsibility with distinction.
The minister offered his full support to the board, touting the importance of their role in supporting the government's efforts to enhance St. Lucia's transportation infrastructure. Joachim Duplessis, HTS News Force.